Good evening, DJ Vinyl Vertigo here. Just a quick video for 2026. Um, I guess people are doing videos talking about what they have already started getting in 2026. I didn't think I was going to be getting anything for a while, but I guess I was wrong. So let me just show you really quickly. I'm just going to go through them really fast. Things that I picked up already in 2026. It's kind of interesting that this happened so fast. Um, Billie Holiday, Lady in Satin. This is her last recorded record. This came out after her death, but this is the last record that she recorded before her death. And it's a very hard to listen to record, but also at the same time, it's an easy to listen to record because it's very emotional. Her voice sounds so destroyed, and she sounds withered away, and almost sounds like she's in tears, and it sounds like she's so weak that she could hardly um, get the voice out there. However, she does do it, and it's powerful because even though she was challenged singing doing this album, she really wanted to do it, and um, the the emotions on this record are just so potent, so powerful. She does songs like "I'm a Fool to Want You." It starts out with that, and it just like knocks you right out. For heaven's sakes, you don't know what love is. I get along without you very well. For all we know, violets for your furs. You've changed. Easy to remember, but beautiful. Glad to be unhappy, and finishes up with "I'll be around." This is with Ray Ellis and his orchestra, and yeah, I understand that this was a very difficult record to get through, and I'm sure there were some people who, when they heard the master tape of this, said, "No way, we can't put this out," but they put it out, and I'm glad they did because it's a testimony of someone who um, was a was a trooper and a survivor, and she to the very end she pushed really hard to create her art. And even though, like I said, her voice does not sound the best on this record, um, the emotion comes through beautifully. So anyway, Tracy Thorn. Tracy Thorn is the part of the duo Everything But the Girl, and this is her first. She was in other bands before that, and this is before she got together with Mr. Watt, her other half of Patna, um, and Ben Watt, and this is before she was with Ben Watt and Everything But the Girl. This was her first solo release. It's basically her on guitar and vocals, um, and I believe that's it. I don't think anybody else is on this record. It's just her. It's 1982. Um, this is a British pressing, and it's called A Distant Shore. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Distant Shore, and it shows the beginnings of where she has her very emotional. She's trying to find herself vocally. I think that this was she had not completely gotten to what we're used to hearing from her vocally, but definitely the inklings of that is here, and it's very well done for such a young person. I think she was only like 19 or something when she did this record, 19 or 20, and it's a very good record. It's very well received at the time when it came out. So um, yeah, she was on her way to something really great. And right after that, she met um, Ben Watt, or started working with Ben Watt, and they created Everything But the Girl. But this is her first solo record. She's has many since then, but I love her voice. She's just got a beautiful deep voice. You know, a real great alto, just smooth sounding and gorgeous. So, Tracy Thorn. Oops. Don't be dropping stuff. Uh, I happen to see some of his stuff on this next one on Ken Burns' jazz series on PBS, and I thought I had stuff by him, but I only had stuff by him on CD. But I found this really cheap. This is a double record, Clifford Brown Quintet Volume 2, the MRC Jazz Series. I've seen these around. This is really good. It's got some really great stuff on here. Things that I love Cherokee on here, and Gertrude's Bounce is great. What is this thing called Love is great. Um, just incredible. And it's featuring Max Roach, Sonny Rollins, and Harold Land. And yeah, Clifford Brown, great trumpeter. That people don't talk enough about him, but I've been starting to hear a lot of people talk about Clifford Brown. It was really nice to hear that. So that's another one. I said I was going to do this fast, right? Let's keep with the jazz right now. I'm going to stick to the jazz right now. Yeah, all these are jazz. Okay, this is a woman that I absolutely adore, and it's on a label that I really like. The pressings that they did a really good job when these came out. Pablo Today and Pablo Today series, and this is Sarah Vaughan doing Duke Ellington Songbook 1, the Duke Ellington stuff. There's Duke, Sarah, and she's doing songs like In a Sentimental Mood. She does In a Sentimental Mood like nobody else out there. I'm sorry, just love when she does that. Just gorgeous voice. She does. I'm just a lucky so and so. Solitude. Let a song go out of my heart. Didn't know about you. All too soon. Lush life. In a mellow tone. Sophisticated lady. I just heard somebody else doing that, and it's really beautiful. Who was that? I don't remember. An instrumental version of that. It's really, really good. I don't remember, but I just heard that somewhere. It's really nice. And Daydream. Yeah, and on this, just to give you an idea, Jimmy Rowles on piano. Let's see, Joe Pass on guitar, Grady Tate on drums. Billy Myers is the arranger and conductor on this. Norman Granz produced it. Photos by Phil Stern. This was recorded in 1979, August 15th and 16th in Hollywood, California. Also, September 12th and 13th, 1979, at RCA Studios in New York. Let's see. Yeah, this is a really good record. I've heard this before. I didn't listen to this particular copy, but I've heard this before. My father had this, so really happy to have that. One of my favorite jazz artists, living jazz artists of today, from Chicago. And this is the second thing I have on vinyl of his. I have almost everything of his on CD. Kurt Elling. I know a lot of people say they don't like vocal jazz. Well, you haven't heard Kurt Elling. That's all I have to say. You haven't heard this man. I'm telling you, this guy is killer. He is a force to be reckoned with vocally. He does vocalies. He's one of the few living jazz artists today that could do vocalies and scatting like nobody's business. Him and Janis Siegel, to me, just like tear it up on recordings. Has Clay Jenkins on trumpet, Jeff Clayton on alto sax, Bob Shepard on tenor and soprano sax, Lawrence Hobgood on piano, Mark Johnson on bass, and Peter Erskine on drums. And this is from 2015. I think this is from earlier than that. I think just this pressing is from 2015, but I think there's an earlier pressing of this. I think this was out much earlier than that. But anyway, this is Kurt Elling with hair. He had long hair then. That's why I think it's much older than that. Because he's got short hair now. But amazing. This guy was going to become a priest. Think about that. And he changed his mind and became a jazz singer. Thank the Lord. He's so good. Yeah, just amazing jazz singer. And again, for you guys out there that don't like vocal jazz, I get it. Some people they prefer to just hear instrumentation. They want to hear saxophones. They want to hear pianos, or they want to hear whatever they want to hear, and they don't want to hear vocals. And I know some jazz singers tend to be a little hokey and a little too pure sounding and too Broadway-ish. Whatever, and I agree. There's certain artists like that, but there's certain artists that are just to die for, and you really don't give up on. Don't turn your nose up on really good vocal jazz, because there's some really great vocal jazz out there. He does Moonlight Serenade, Detour Ahead, You Don't Know What Love Is, Everybody does that, right? I'm through with love. While you were mine, he even does a French song called Je tire ma reverence, excuse me. Detour Ahead, Orange Blossoms in Summertime. Yeah, the guy kills it. Another vocal jazz artist that I actually did a whole thing on. This is one of her later records, probably a few years before she passed. This is Carmen McRae. Seldom talked about, but I did a whole um, video about her, and I showed a bunch of her records that I have of hers. This is a later one from the 70s, I believe. Um, doesn't say, but I think it's from the 70s. I'm sure it's from the 70s. This is on Blue Note, and it's in really good condition. I got this for like $4 or something like that. This has Can't Hide Love, which is a Earth, Wind, and Fire tune. The Man I Love, Only Women Bleed. I Wish You Well, which is Bill Withers. Um, All by Myself by Eric Carmen. She does music by James Taylor, Lost Up and Loving You, You're Everything, Would You Believe, and A Child is Born. There's some really great stuff on here. Larry Carlton's on here, Jay Grusin, Ian Underwood, Harvey Mason, Chuck Bogoffer. Let's see. That's enough. Concert masters Jerry Vinci. Producers Dale Oler. And Bernie Grudman did the mastering on this one. It's recorded live on May 3rd, 4th, and 10th and 12th, 1976 in Los Angeles, California A&M Recording Studios. And it's called Can't Hide Love. A lot of jazz artists were doing a lot of popular tunes back in that at that time because they had to do something to get people to pay attention to them as jazz artists. So they had to do popular songs, but jazz them up. But she's no slouch, and this woman can play piano too. She's not just I don't want to say just a vocalist because I'm a vocalist and I don't play any other instruments. So I don't want to say just a vocalist, but you know what I'm saying. She plays piano as well. Carmen McRae. This artist I did not know, and this is still sealed, still in the shrink, and it's sealed. This is an artist by the name of Barney Willen Quartet with Tete Montolu in Grenoble in 1988. I was in Japan in 1988 when this was going on. When they recorded this. This is a live recording. Actually, I wasn't in Japan during this time. I was in Japan after this, a few months later. Live at Grenoble Jazz Festival in Grenoble, France, February 12th, 1988. And they do L'Âme des Poètes, and they do Round Midnight, which is a monk tune, Summertime, All the Things You Are, La Valse de la Lilès by Michel Legrand, Sous le ciel de Paris, by Hubert Giraud, and they do Autumn Leaves by Jacques Prévert. So, and this has on here Barney Willen on tenor soprano sax, Tete Montolieu on piano, Ricardo Delfra on bass, and Aaron Scott on drums. It's the first time he and Tete recorded together, I guess. And this was kind of like, this was a record store day release a few years ago, I think in 2022, I believe, or maybe 2020. I remember seeing the In Groove talking about this record in his store talking about this, and it was a limited edition. So I found this really, really cheap, sealed. So I was really happy to get this. Newly discovered performance, gatefold edition, including special annotations by Philippe Vincent and Ricardo Del Fria and Patrick Willen. Full text in English and in French from Elemental. And I believe, well, anyway, it's, I'm very happy to have this. Very, very happy to have this. So I will crack this open sometime this week and check it out. Um, so that's the jazz. Then I have one hip hop record, one that was a Record Store Days release that I never got, and I finally found a copy. And I think this is a used copy, but it's in great shape. It's in near mint shape, except the little bent on the side here. This is Everlast, one of my favorite rappers. And he's just got this really deep kind of voice. He kind of sings and raps. But this album was famous for the song "What It's Like." It was a big hit for him. This is Whitey Ford Sings the Blues, and yeah, this was a big seller. Record Store Day about maybe 4 years ago, maybe at this point, maybe 3 years ago, and I didn't get it because it was kind of on the pricey side. It's a double vinyl, and it's a sophomore record, multi-platinum double LP. This was one of his best-selling records, and I'm glad to have this finally. I got it really cheap. Really happy. Happy, happy, happy. You want to make me happy? Give me a bargain. I know. There's a lot of stuff already. It's just January. This one I just happened to catch by accident, and I picked this up. This was an Amazon thing, but this was like really cheap. This was like $8 or something. This is a duo called Overcoats, and I checked them out online. I streamed it. I really liked them a lot. Kind of contemplative, intense but contemplative rock and roll. I think I did read up about them. I'll do a little thing on them separately. I'm gonna do another video just about this once I really listened to this. I just streamed it, and I like what I heard, and it's kind of cool. This duo, and their harmonies are really, really good. Look at the shoes. And this record is called Fighters, I think. The Fight. And the band is called Overcoats. Like again, I'm going to do a separate video about this so I can give you a real good description of what you'd be hearing if you listen to this record. But isn't that a cool cover? I love it. Yeah. This one is a band that they opened for. I don't remember who they opened for, but they were really good, and I really liked them. And I got all this stuff. I got a lot of stuff on the CD, but it's the first time I'm getting something on vinyl from them. And this was sitting in a bin forever, and I kept looking at it, and then it went down another 30%. And I was like, okay, I'll jump on it now. And this was Here We Go Magic. Really great alternative indie rock. Let's see, Luke Temple he plays synthesizers, and I believe he sings. He's the vocalist on this band. He also has solo stuff as well, Luke Temple. It's a really good record. I'm sure it's a good record. I've heard some stuff online. I like their stuff. They're very kind of experimental almost. Kind of cool. Very eclectic indie rock. Here We Go Magic. The record's called Be Small. So again, I will listen to this. I will probably give you a separate review of this one as well, just to give you an idea of what you can hear if you heard that. This record I got from the I believe from the last, maybe not the last auction, but the auction before, maybe from a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, from PB Thal, from his auction. And I already have 2 copies of this, but I couldn't let it just sit there, and nobody was bidding on it. Nina Hagen, Unbe Hagen. I love her. To me, she's the German queen of punk. I love her. She's not the American queen of punk, because that's Patti Smith, but this is the German queen of punk. Nina Hagen. Not Nina. Not 99 Love Balloon. Not that one. But Nina Hagen. Nina Hagen, she did the German version of Lucky Number. And this album has African reggae on it. That was one of the first things I ever heard by her, and I fell in love with that when I was in this club, downtown club, Danceteria, and they showed the video, and they played the song, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and I had to find out who this Nina Hagen was. I fell in love. She's known for the song New York, New York, and this album's great. You just have to have her voice leaves her. She has an operatic voice. She can actually sing opera, but she chose to do punk, and um, she sings in English and in German, and she's an acquired taste because she is operatic, and she does a lot of things with her voice. She has characters with her voice. She does demonic sounds, and she sounds like The Exorcist. She sounds like Reagan from The Exorcist sometimes. She's got all this stuff going on. She's great. I love her. I just think she's a great, great punk singer. And that is Nina Hagen. Love her. Love, 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 love. So this is my third copy. And I don't care. I don't care. You know, some people collect lots and lots and lots of Beatles. I love lots and lots and lots of Nina Hagen. I have her stuff in English, in German. I have 3 copies of this with 2 different covers. You know, so anyway. And finally, I just went to see an artist by the name of Gregory Alan Isakov, and he is from Colorado. He's a singer-songwriter slash farmer in Colorado. He's originally from South Africa. He moved to America as a teenager when his father got a business over here, and the rest is history. He has worked around people like Sam Bean from Iron and Wine. He actually does some Iron and Wine songs when he does concerts, and I just happened to see him on Sunday, this past Sunday, at the Mahaffey Theater, and so I was able to get this Appaloosa Blues. I didn't have this on vinyl. I have his other stuff. I happen to have his other stuff, The Weathermen, and I have Evening Machines, and I have That Sea, The Chamber, all by Gregory Alan Isaacs, and I have another one by him on CD. I don't know where it's, somewhere over here. But yeah, this one has really a lot of great songs, and he did a lot of the songs in the show that night. He did Before the Sun, Appaloosa Bones. He did Miles to Go. I believe he did Sweet Heat Lightning, and also Feed Your Horses from this record. And this record is called Appaloosa Bones, and it has like this Terlinga edition, so it's pressed on 180 gram wax. And I'll just take it out so you can see what it looks like. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Yeah, it's really cool. And I love the label. It's a custom label as well. And it came with a polyline sleeve, which I'm very happy. That's how you do it, people. Anyway, if you like Iron and Wine, or John Moreland, if you're familiar with this group, Penny and Sparrow, who I absolutely adore. This is their record Finch. If you're familiar with all that kind of stuff, you will adore Gregory Alan Isakov. Anything by him. It's just really phenomenal. Americana, quiet, almost folk rock kind of stuff. Really good. Well written, well sung. This is from 2023, and I tell you, I'm glad I went to see the show. It was a sold out show. Very devoted fans out there, and this is a good record. So that's it so far in January. Let's hope that I calm down and just listen to these and stay happy with this. Don't you think? That's enough. All right, guys. You take care. Have a wonderful evening. Keep listening to great music, and really listen to your music. I've been doing that a lot recently, and I've been going through stuff and actually getting rid of things that I don't think I will be listening too much of. So I'm trying to be honest with myself and really doing a lot of cleaning out of my collection, which is really good. It feels good to do that. I'm trying to make room. It's a slow process, but as we go along, I think I'm going to be making some really good progress and make some room and make some money in the meantime, right? Sell some of this stuff. So anyway, take care, guys. Keep listening to great music, and I'll see you soon. Bye.